News on Capitol Hill. We've got you covered here. The third day of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson's confirmation hearing is underway right now. In the first day of questioning, Republicans put Jackson in the hot seat over her sentencing record, calling her soft on crime. Joe Khalil is live on Capitol Hill as the second day of questioning gets underway. Joe, what do you have for us?
Yeah, and we're in it right now, Adrienne. I mean, you're seeing these live pictures. That's happening as we speak. How this works is you've got two different rounds of questioning. Round one, each senator on the committee, which is 22 of them, they all get 30 minutes to ask their questions and interact with Judge Jackson. In round two, they only get 20 minutes. But last night's session went so long that not every senator got a chance to ask their questions. So what you're seeing right now is Senator Jon Ossoff, Democrat from Georgia. He still has to go with his 30-minute session from yesterday, and then you've got one more Republican, Tom Tillis, who is going to do that after the current senator speaking now. So we're going to wrap up yesterday's session this morning, and then we'll likely take a break and get into today's round two. So that's how this breaks down. Substantively, what you're going to hear, I imagine, is maybe a continuation of some of the themes that Republicans brought up yesterday in their criticism of Judge Jackson. Oftentimes what happens when you have day one, day two, is they ask her questions, they hear how she responds, and then they sort of dig into what she said a little bit. And so expect to see some follow-up along the same lines that we heard yesterday. If you're a Democrat, what you want to see from Judge Jackson today is largely the same thing you saw from her Monday or Tuesday, rather. She basically came off as calm and poised in that 13-and-a-half-hour session or so. Didn't really get rattled at all, even at times when there were questions that might have, frustrated her. There was a point where Ted Cruz asked something about critical race theory, and she sort of took a pause for about 10 seconds and then answered. And that was, the most sort of frustrated. You can't even really call it frustration at all. So that's basically what they want to see, because she already does have the Democrat votes to move forward with her nomination. So if the goal at this point is just to possibly pick up a couple of Republican votes, she's sitting in a good position right now. One thing that I expect to hear more of today is about her judicial philosophy specifically. Yesterday, when senators dug into her judicial philosophy, she gave one that basically aligns with what most Republicans actually want to see with their judges and their justices. Very strict interpretation of what the Constitution says based on what the founders intended when they wrote it. So expect to hear more about that as well today, possibly some more personal stuff, Adrienne, again, continuing from what we saw just yesterday.
Joe, one quick follow-up for you. Obviously, there are a lot of topics that they're covering in these questions. It's not going to deter her confirmation, but this is a chance for the American public to actually get to know her. Do we feel that sense of getting to know her and understanding what her position is on some of the most hotly contested issues in this nation, including education, which was a very, very important topic the last election cycle?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly was. And so I think in terms of getting to know her, you hear a little bit about the personal stuff. You hear about her background, right, and where she comes from, her history on the bench, some of the decisions that she's made. Certainly senators on both sides dug into that a little bit. On the education piece, she, as many nominees are, a little bit hesitant to answer some of those questions if she thinks it's possible that they come before her later down the road. You don't want to, commit to saying something now, and then it appears in front of the Supreme Court, and then where she stands on something. It may appear as though she's not impartial when that day comes. On the education stuff, she did push back a little bit, saying that, on things like critical race theory, that never comes up in front of a judge. It's certainly a hot political issue right now, but clearly she wanted to just focus on things that are strictly judicial, and so I think that's what you saw. I imagine that the American people are getting more of a sense of who she is, but expect her to avoid questions as other nominees have in the past. Adrienne.
Yeah, wanting to stick to the relevant topics for a Supreme Court justice. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.